distinguished person on decoding Bharatiya and Bharatiyata. Please welcome J Sai Deepak, lawyer and author, and also Anas Jamir, who is the advocate with the Supreme Court, along with CNN News 18's Rahul Shivshankar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice, huge round of applause. We've just come back from tea. Let's have some enthusiasm. Rahul, thank you so much. Welcome, J Sai Deepak. Mr. Tanveer.
Good evening everyone. The buzzword is Bharat. Bharat, that is India. The Prime Minister has already outlined the ideological governance and cultural contours of the transition to Bharatiyata. So let's decode Bharatiya and Bharatiyata with these two fine gentlemen on the stage with me. Let me first begin with you, J Sai Deepak. You've written a number of books. In fact, you're coming out with a third in a series. What values define a Bharatiya for you?
So, one, I think the question that is usually asked is whether this is a religious construct or a civilizational construct or a cultural construct. I think if you go by the words of Sri Sarvapalli, Radhakrishnan and Swami Vivekananda, it's impossible to take religion out of Bharatiya life. And I think a lot of people have tried but have failed to remove religion from even politics for that matter. Whether that's for the good or the bad, that I think posterity will decide. But it's a statement of fact, it exists. So I believe that religion and culture go hand in hand in informing the civilizational identity of this land, which is Bharat. But the problem is, if you were to treat this as a construct which is meant to exclude certain populations from the tapestry of Bharat's identity, well, that's not the purpose of it. When you try and reclaim your identity, you're merely saying, this is who I am, and I'm happy to accommodate everybody else who does not have an antithetical relationship with this identity. So as far as I'm concerned, both Hindu Dharma along with civilizational aspects which are part of, let's say, Hindu cultural mainstream define what is Bharatiyata. During the course of the drafting of the constitution, one of the questions that was asked is that when public morality is sought to be defined and its contours are sought to be understood in the context of Bharat, what is the repository or the reservoir from which we draw those values? To which several members of the Constituent Assembly took the categorical position that Dharma is the public morality of Bharat. So if you were to ask me what is the defining trait which defines Bharatiyata, then you start and end with Dharma. Now, unfortunately, since English is a language which is incapable of providing a decent translation for Dharma, it is typically and crudely and incorrectly translated or approximated to religion, which it is not. It's more a code of conduct, but it also has a certain set of principles which clearly trace their origins to the Hindu faith system or the agglomeration of Hindu faith system, so to speak. So for me, in that sense, the civilizational identity of Bharat is significantly and primarily informed by Hindu Dharma. But precisely because it's defined by Hindu Dharma, it is capable of accommodating others who do not pose a threat to its very existence.